Well, one of the things that we do is to ensure that this isn't simply an academic exercise. This isn't the students reading about these issues or hearing about them from me. So we have a practicum, which is a research project that's sponsored by local organizations and organizations in New York or Boston, because there are travel limitations. So that students during this period of time get to work with a sponsoring organization that is working on issues closely tied to whether it's turning around low-performing schools, whether it's assessing the impact of community organizing groups on education reform policies, whether it's looking at the functioning of the Children and Youth Cabinet and their ability to create an initiative that gets everybody reading by the grade of 3. So our students start very early on, not simply passively learning, but actively applying what they're learning and supporting organizations that have real research activities and projects for the students to engage in. So number one, it hones their research expertise. It allows them to apply the knowledge that they're learning in the classrooms, but it also begins to help them build a professional network of colleagues and organizations that help them clarify what their professional goals would be well before they finish the program. Having the opportunity to teach and learn from younger people about the realities that they face in today's schools and communities, about how they construct race and class and ethnicity and how that's changed over time, helps me refine the frames I use to define problems and solutions. The other thing that I think we emphasize in the summer coursework is team building. And so most of the practicums are not individual activities, they're team activities. And so very early on, the students build strong relationships with each other. They master some of the 21st century skills, which are around communication and collaboration and creativity. And we think that those kinds of skill sets and orientations are critically important to be successful in the kinds of positions they're going to be applying for, and that many have already received. We now have been doing this work. I think this is our 7th cohort or 6th cohort. And we now have an alumni group that's reaching back. And a set of organizations, I think one of the value adds that Annenberg brings to this is that we are an organization that works with a number of philanthropies, a number of school districts, a number of research organizations, organizing groups. And so people are constantly reaching out to us to help them identify talent, if you will. And I think the urban education policy program is seen by many of these organizations as the kind of program that equips students to come in and hit the ground running without a lot of reorientation because they've gotten the appropriate orientation in the education department and the Annenberg Institute.